Alrighty, welcome back. Let's get to this. We are trying to do the webcam. Don't understand why. I have green eyes, so the webcam kind of messes with my head whenever I go over the recording. So trying the blackout view instead of the green screen. Instead of the green screen, I'm trying the black screen because I can't really do pink and too much blue. So, trying the blackout world. See if it works. Okay, need to create a new folder called VS Lab 2 under our Voxel folder. Open it up. We're going to create two scripts. First script is VS Lab 2. Wait till Unity updates. Second script, VS Lab 2 comp. Alright. Create a new game object. Call it VS Lab 2 common actually. Under that one, create a second game object called VS Lab 2. Drag a VS Lab 2 script to the VS Lab 2 and drag the VS Lab 2 common script to the VS Lab common. Double click on each script to open it up in Visual Studio. I'm going to pin them up there. And then I'm going to jump back to Unity, go to VS Lab 1, open it because we're just going to copy and paste it into place. And then I'm just going to do a find replace on VS Lab 1 and turn it into VS Lab 2. And we are pretty much, that's our basic setup. That's good. We gotta change a few things here. Go ahead and add the waiting state. Let's get to it. Alrighty, what's next? Let's jump down to the generate function. When we get finished generating, we're going to waiting. Jump back up to, I'm just going to collapse everything here. Jump back up to the update, comment out this. Alrighty. Going to comment out the presets. We're going to comment out the material and material preset. Comment out the map level. Evaluate results. Mesh library, because they will all be moved into the common class. Right here, let's go ahead and put a reference to our common class. Set it in a moment. Control H, incommon.mesh library. I'll replace mesh library with mcommon.mesh library. Going to replace evaluate results with mcommon evaluate results. Going to replace map level with mcommon map level. Although it's not going to remove the errors yet, it will momentarily. Replace materials with mcommon materials. And place material presets with mcommon material presets. Just two more. Replace selected preset in with mcommon selected preset in. And replace the shape with mcommon dot selected shape in. Alright, go ahead and save. The errors will disappear magically momentarily. Alrighty. Jump it back over to the common class. We need to create some variables up here. First of all, our character camera. We also need a state machine. For our common class. When it is marked as in use, that means a chunk is currently using it. So we will have to come to a point where we have to check that an error has not taken place. And there actually is no chunk using it. But for right now, we don't have to really worry about it. You know, Voxel really is totally just a cell-based level manager. And with our code as it currently is, with our mesh library, we can totally bring in cottages, buildings, towers, all kind of cool stuff. Or you can go with a more Minecraft / Sim City style of doing things. Messed around with the idea of dragging out walls and stuff like that to design buildings. But I mean, I've just been in a total tower defense kind of mood. And every time you mention tower defense, everyone thinks of course, Plants vs. Zombies. And that is lane-based tower defense. It's 100% tower defense, but it's not the only kind of tower defense out there. If you've ever seen the tower defense developed inside of Minecraft as a mod, it's horrible. And you can tell that the people that developed it had only ever saw Plants vs. Zombies. And I think they just couldn't understand why anybody would want that in Minecraft. I agree. We are going to do a lane base, but we're also going to do a pathfinding, A star search pathfinding. Alright, I'm going back over here to the chunk. I am going to grab my debug variables and I'm going to move them over to my common. Chunk doesn't need them anymore. And I do need a float from a click distance. I'm going to move to that rather quickly. We're not going to spend quite as much time in Voxel on this as I did in the hexagonal. The hexagonal had more requirements than the Voxel. And we're just going to work with static chunks in lab 2. I'm going to move to lab 3 very quickly. and there we will actually generate chunks. Alright, we need a check. Come on, where's my mouse? Love the way Microsoft hides the mouse now. It's like it's a little child or a little chihuahua or something. Look at me, I'm stealing your socks. I'm going to hide them. Okay. Update. And let's just put a call into it right up here. Call into everything. Alright, we're not going to use it at this moment, but I'll go ahead and put the position in there. I think we're ready to test. Alrighty, welcome back. With some embarrassment, I just recorded a whole lot of videos with my microphone muted. So I'm having to start over. Should be back at the point where we left off. Before we go to test everything, all the common dots in our base shape need to be deleted. So when we've done the mesh library replace, it of course replaced everything all the way down. And we need to jump up to create mesh 1. And we need to tell our parent that your state needs to be update because we're complete. We're finished with the common now. You can have the vertices back and give it to another chunk. And hopefully that's all. Should have been all for the code. Jump back to Unity. There we go. Jump down here. Material presets. Materials. So grass, dirt, black, white. And there are our material presets. We also need to set a character. Should already be set from a previous video in our mesh library. And set our preview material because we're about to jump into previews, or excuse me, handle place and handle enter. And let's get going. Any errors? No errors. Now, of course, we got to handle our nugget, getting our nugget from our fellow chunks. But this is pretty much it at this point. Kind of boring. It'll get better. We can mess around with our map level a little bit. Let's change our height to, our generate height to 48. Change our smoothing to 75. change our seed, I don't know, to 15. Select all the chunks. Right now we have to do this manually. And go generate. I'm stuck inside. You get stuck inside, you have one option if it won't let you out. Go over to the scene view and just pull the character out. And that's pretty ugly. That's some crazy stuff. Still have to deal with those light leaking. Alright, so let's expand let's stretch it out. Grab all of the, and if you notice, all that did was stretch it. Kind of pull it out, so all of those high cones we had are now, we've now stretched our one peak into a flat top up here. So if we do it again, let's take it up to 45,000. Not 450,000, but 45,000. Select all of them. Generate. And now we're almost back to our beginning. Well, similar to our beginning. And now let's take it up to some ridiculous number. It may crash us because we're going to say if we go to too large of a number. And we've really flattened it out. So that's all the numbers we are passing in to the map level, or from the map level, really are doing. They're stretching and skewing, they're fighting each other, and they just become two numbers at the end of the day. The generate finishes. It's just, or when the get noise is finished, it's just turned into two different numbers. Alright, let's jump over to handle place. And handle place, we're going to knock all of our multiple handle places down to one handle place, and we're going to adjust our nugget in another handle place. So let's get there. Let's get to it.